Hello, Patriots. This is your host of Parents of Patriots, Lisa Logan. And this is basically just an introductory video to introduce you to me and to my video channel and kind of what I want to accomplish with it. And I thought I'd just start by telling you how I got involved in all of this. I am just a parent at the end of the day, and I started getting involved because of the mask issue. And really the fact that our kids weren't in school 5 days a week. So I started attending board meetings and looking at agendas, and I really just started seeing things that kind of started making me go, well, what is this? And why are we teaching this? And what really happened was I saw two words on an agenda as it was microaggressions and implicit bias. And I started wondering, okay, well, I know those terms are a little bit associated with critical race theory. I know enough just from listening to podcasts and listening to kind of what the tenets of critical race theory was. And then I also saw that our school was teaching a curriculum, a social emotional learning curriculum called Second Step. And so I went to Second Step's website. One of the things I found that alarmed me was the fact that they were talking about this thing called transformative social emotional learning. And on that same page, they had a bunch of anti-bias and anti-racial resources that were all filled with critical race theory tenets. And as I looked more into the organization that sets the standards, CASEL, the people funding CASEL, I kind of just branched out and out and out from there. And long story short, I kind of became sort of a, expert about social emotional learning and the sinister agenda that's behind it. And so in creating this whole video channel, I have had a lot of preparation for this moment. I have been educating parents in our own state since June, basically. Did a huge presentation for Utah Parents United as their SEL advisor back in August, and over 200 people attended. There was actually a teacher here in Utah that quit just down the street from the school that my kid goes to, just down the street, over having to teach the social emotional learning curriculum because he realized it was very anti-parent. And then another parent and I, Stacy Clayton, we spent over 30 hours at the district office going through this curriculum. And we put out a 20-page report. And of course, a 3-page report too, just kind of summarizing our, by topic, what our concerns were and the lessons where parents could find them, because we realized that not a lot of parents would be able to have the time to go in and have an administrator log them in because they couldn't see it from the comfort of their own home. They'd have to look at it because it was copyrighted material at the district office during business hours. And so how can we help parents be more aware of what is in this curriculum? So we put out those reports. We were on the news because we found links in the curriculum that violated Utah law in regards to sex education. And I've been on podcasts since. I doing lots of interviews. I just interviewed recently with PragerU. I've been connecting with other parent groups across the nation and parents who are raising awareness about other areas of curriculum that are concerning. And I just started to realize that there's not a place for parents to go to connect with other parents about these issues. And so I started parentsofpatriots.com, and my hope is that we can have parents communicating on the website, that we can have parents who say, hey, I have this curriculum at our school, in our district. Do you know much about it? Having teachers connect on the website, because I know there are a lot of teachers that don't want to teach this stuff. I know for SEL, especially, which is the acronym for social emotional learning, a lot of teachers didn't feel equipped with the psychological degrees or credentials required to start talking about values, attitudes, and beliefs with kids, as well as these sensitive topics that a lot of these curriculums cover. So for teachers to connect and to share, for lawmakers to go and realize, hey, this is what parents are concerned about. So that's part of the website. And as far as the video channel, my goal with this is to educate you. The thing that I end every single podcast that I go on, and even my own presentation, when I give my presentation on SEL, to say like Freedom Works in DC, I always end with the fact that, you know, parents are like, what can we do about this? You know, how can we fight back against this kind of ideology in the classroom? And I always say, parents, you need to have dinner with your kids. You need to talk to them about the dangers of socialism and communism. You need to talk about why a free market system works and why capitalism is good, you know, and talk to them about what our country is founded on. There is a video also I include in my presentations where it's Yuri Bezmenov, and he was a KGB defector, and he talked about how, you know, the way to take over a country is by educating, you know, at least 3 generations of youth in Marxist-Leninist ideology. And that's what they're doing with a lot of these curriculums. They're training them to be Marxists. And, you know, really without it being counterbalanced by the basic values of American patriotism. He calls it patriotism. I think it's so cute how he does that, but patriotism. And so I said, you know what? We need to educate, you know, a lot of us, myself included, you know, I realized just how much I was not in touch with the US Constitution and our Bill of Rights, and really bringing forth those conversations with our kids. Because America is a beautiful place to live. And people don't realize that until they go visit other countries. And then they realize that, I mean, really the way our founders set this country up is amazing. And so what I want to do with the video channel is educate you as a community, and also to maybe have some people on or talk about ways we can teach our kids basic values of patriotism, and to how to love our country. So I hope this is just a great introductory video for you to understand where I'm coming from, why I got involved. And I will be bringing you much more about social emotional learning and about CASEL, about all the different things that you probably want to hear about. So I'm looking forward to our journey together, and can't wait to talk to you more soon.